Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, September 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just new to charts and want to learn more about them and how they can be used as a tool to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. And very quickly, before I get started, I just want to make you aware that, and just for you to keep in the back of your mind, that if you're enjoying what you see and you want to learn more about the tool of technical analysis and how it can be used to build consistency as a trader, then I want to just personally invite you to get signed up for this free live class that I'm offering on Thursday. So if you're watching on YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link you can click on. Or if you're watching at my site, claytrader.com, there is an area right on the webpage there that you can click on to get signed up for it. So like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind. And if you're liking what you see, then like I said, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class. First one here, ticker symbol RWLK, and what a monster move. I mean, you look down here at the volume and just absolutely gigantic. And then, of course, the price action followed suit. Very impressive. So moral of the story, a lot of people are going to be watching this one on Wednesday, and just want to map out a couple of key areas here, mainly as far as pullbacks are concerned, because as of right now, buying up here, I'm not going to necessarily call it chasing, but this is a big move. So and this all depends on your strategy, your personal risk tolerance, but it may be smart to kind of wait for some sort of pullback here. An interesting pullback point, in my opinion at least, is right down there around the $2.20 mark. Again, if you're a momentum player, if you like to buy breakouts, and yeah, like you said, buying up around here, I can see where you would be thinking. But in my mind, if the price were to come down here, behave like that, and just stay above 220, well, at that point, from a pattern perspective, and I'm just kind of broadly drawing this, but you'd have something like this. You'd have a nice set of support right there. And then if I draw in, the pull portion there, you'd have a nice bull flag pattern here. And that's with the price dropping all the way down to 220. Again, not saying that will happen, but overall, like I said, buying up around here, there's definitely some personal risk tolerance that goes into that. But if you do consider yourself more of a pullback player, then to me that $2.20 mark, holds true. But really at the core, the moral of the story here is gigantic volume today. Price reacted very nicely with that volume. I mean, there's nothing worse than seeing a stock get a bunch of volume, then the price like barely moves. But that was, not the case here. So it's good to know that this one can move and move very quickly. So definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, ticker symbol CRVS. Been doing this one on a very routine basis, including yesterday and Monday here. And you can see that, this resistance here that I mapped out as a breakout point was broken here. And then a very, very impressive breakout from that point. So definitely updates here need to be done. Going to go ahead and get rid of both these lines here as they've served their purpose for now. But one of the newest areas of support, and again, depending on your risk tolerance, if you like to play pullbacks, then in my mind, the most attractive area is going to be down there right around $7.50. Will that come into play? We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, if you do prefer to play pullbacks, that is an area where you look right there, and you can see had quite a bit of buyers, whenever the price got down around that general area. So keep an eye on 750 from the pullback point of view. And then as far as breakouts are concerned, very straightforward right here. Generally speaking, whoops, let's change that around. There we go. Generally speaking, price got up there right around, we'll call it $9.35, and that was where the seller stepped in. So keep an eye on $9.35 if this overall trend is going to get continuation. But the moral of the story here is as long as the price is, keeps doing what it's been doing, which is right here, building those higher bases, then given enough time, everything else will take care of itself, including breaking levels of resistance. So focus on healthy consolidations, focus on higher bases, and just sit back and let the trend do its thing. Next one here, AMC, and overall, a rough day, a disappointing day, especially when you factor in that the price actually gapped up and opening 30 minutes, and I should have noted, at the start, but I'm doing the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes worth of time. So in other words, like I said, the price gapped up, made a move all the way up there during that opening 30 minutes, and then just completely rolled back over. Now, at least the price has started to show some signs of strength via the fact that, it's working its way upwards. But within that, and actually I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of support down here to that $38 mark now that we have, or excuse me, not 38, 37.75. Now that we have more data, the key bit of data being, 37.75 is eventually where the buyers finally stepped in and said, all right, bears, we're not going to let you press the price down any further. So enough bulls showed up there at 37.75. But the key dynamic here from just a pattern perspective is that we have, yes, the price is uptrending, and then you have also this part of it right there. So you have basically a little miniature channel that has formed, but then you also have that part right there, the downwards part. And this is what would be known as, it's an upside down flag, or in other words, a bear flag. Now, let me be very clear. Just like if there's a bullish pattern, that doesn't mean that the price is going to for sure go up. Same is true for bearish patterns. Just because there's a bearish pattern does not mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to go back downwards, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this is indeed a bear flag pattern here on the 30-minute. And if the price does break to the downside of that pattern, then, right there is, which is why I started off that level, is where the big question mark comes into play. Okay, sure, the bearish pattern has been broken to the downside, but is 37.75 once again going to hold strong and, not allow the price to go any, further below it? That'll be the big question mark. Like I said, if the price does fall to the downside of the pattern, but who knows? Maybe this thing is going to ready to explode upwards to the upside of that pattern. That'll remain to be seen. But yeah, bear flag pattern is definitely the very, clear pattern that it's formed after today. Next one, ticker symbol HLBZ. Traded this one today. Treated me very nicely here. And overall, it depends on your perspective. Let me just get these lines out of the way. What do I mean by depends on your perspective? Well, if you're a day trader and you decided to buy right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, well then yeah, from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I understand there has been a bigger pullback here, but from the overarching viewpoint of things, the price does still have the opportunity to chip away and build a higher base. And as long as you have those higher bases being built over time, then you do have overall uptrends, which is why, in my mind, a very important level of support here to watch moving into, not necessarily just on Wednesday, but for the next few days, right there at the $25 mark, which is that previous breakout point from back here. And the reason why that level is so important is if the price comes down there and maintains above it, then like I illustrated in a previous stock, well, what would we have in this situation? Well, you'd still have a set of lows there. You'd have lows there. You'd have lows down here. And if you envision those as stair-steps, then again, emphasis on overall. From the overall standpoint, the price is still trending in the upwards direction. Again, 100% realize that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, yeah, you don't care about this $25 mark. But these comments are definitely being geared more towards, like I said, something that cares about the bigger picture pattern of things. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, really just more so out of curiosity, this is a pretty sharp downtrending trend line there. So, I mean, at what point is the price going to finally be able to break through that trend line? And if it does, is that going to generate some upwards buying pressure? That'll all remain to be seen going into the next couple of days. Next one, ticker symbol UBER, Uber. Very, very solid day here. And now that the dust has settled, a great pattern here has formed. And like I just talked about with AMC, just because patterns form does not mean that the price will for sure go in a certain direction. But I mean, you got to like the odds of things. So in this situation, very clearly the key level of resistance right now, right up there at the $45 mark. You can see basically 3 separate times the price got right up around that area, could not quite push through it. However, even though there's been some bearishness in the sense of just sellers showing up, from an overarching standpoint, I mean, very clear bullish situation with the gap up. And actually, let me change that to green to represent more of the bullish dynamic of things. And then to make just the easiest to see and make this all one color. So again, there is the resistance. There is the support portion. Then I put the pull portion down here. Let's put in the golf hole for you golfers to make it more visual. And what we have here is a bull pennant pattern. Again, that does not mean that Uber is going to keep on moving up. Now, is it at least is it at least a rational thought to think that Uber could keep moving up? It absolutely is, and that's why charts are powerful. They're not giving us guarantees, but they are helping us make good, solid, not random decisions, right? Because if you're just making random decisions as a trader, that would just be gambling, and we're not here to gamble. But as far as a not random decision, to sit there and say, hey, look, a nice bull pennant pattern, I think there's a good chance that it could potentially head on up. Again, not guaranteed to happen, but completely valid. So overall, though, beautiful day today. Very, very impressive pattern. So let's see how the next few days play out for it. Next one, ticker symbol LCID, and what a beautiful, beautiful movement since the last time I did this analysis, which was, where these red and green line annotations are. But as you can see, both those levels are completely irrelevant right now. So let's definitely get some new updates here made as the trend continues. So as I talked about with past stocks here, as far as you pullback players are concerned, the level that really stands out to me most from a pullback standpoint, right there around $25.75. So keep an eye on that. And if the price can manage to stay above there, I mean, that would be a very, very impressive consolidation. I mean, if the price comes down there and, like I said, bounces around it, once again, yes, I'm going to draw some stair steps. I mean, think about how that would look. That would still have a set of lows there. You'd have lows there. Low there, low there, low there, low there. You get the idea, right? If each of these are the stair steps, and these stair steps would still be very, very impressive. So 25.75 is certainly that ideal level. For more of the overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line there, 50 paired moving average, then, that does imply that the big picture trend is still plenty bullish. But yeah, preferably speaking, kind of be high maintenance in the sense of, well, I want this to look the most bullish. Well, the most bullish high maintenance level would be at 25.75. And then as far as resistance levels are concerned, very straightforward here. all about that 27.85 mark, which is essentially right where the party stopped on a couple of different occasions right there. So keep an eye on that. But overall, the uptrend continues. Next one's ticker symbol CEI. This one's almost becoming routine because I do it all the time. But in all actuality, rightfully so, as a very nice recovery happened today after the craziness from Monday. The price got the gap up. Now, did it continue to explode upwards? It did not, but at least it maintained the gains, which is where and we'll call it the maintain the gains line is concerned, right here at $1.56. Now, as we were just talking about, if $1.56 falls, does that mean the entire chart's destroyed? No. But from a high maintenance standpoint, in terms of what's going to make the chart look the best, certainly you want to see that $1.56 mark hold strong. If it doesn't, again, not the end of the world, because you still do have this overarching trend line down here, which I talked about in Monday's video. So keep an eye on that. But as of now, this $1.56 mark has done a fantastic job of holding strong on several occasions. So continue to watch that. So $1.56. Ideal level of support, high maintenance area, and then overarching level of support would be that green trend line right there. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, key level right now, all about that purple line there, which I know I talked about in yesterday's video being an area of resistance. And sure enough, today you can see right there, acted as resistance. And then one more time there, mid-afternoon, acted as resistance. And that level right now valued at $1.66. So keep an eye on that as far as that key level of resistance. But overall, a nice recovery today after a pretty rough Monday. Next one here, ticker symbol NNVC. Great movement, great volatility, and now we have a very well-defined scenario here. So first off, in terms of, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO, fear of missing out? You'd have none of those worries because the price has pulled back. Now, the people that were buying right there, yeah, they suffered from FOMO. They're probably not going to have a very good Tuesday evening. But assuming that you're not in it yet, the price has pulled back. Now, that doesn't guarantee that everything's going to be, okay, but that does at least eliminate the question of, all right, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I getting too excited? You don't have to worry about that with the pullback. And now we have two very nicely defined areas. First level that stands out from the support standpoint, right down here around $5.60. So, $5.65. To me, that's a pretty well-defined area of support, where if the price breaks below there, I'm not going to say that the chart's going to collapse, but that would, start to make the chart look relatively sketchy. But then you also have a very, well-defined area of resistance, which is right here at $6.65. Meaning if the price comes up there and breaks through there, does that mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to return back up above 750? Of course not, no guarantees. But going back to the whole discussion about, is it at least a valid? Is it at least a rational thought process to have? Absolutely. So that's what I said, really like about this one. Got the move, which showed it can move quite quickly. It did pull back, and in doing so has now formed a couple of well-defined areas from the technical point of view. So we'll see how this one plays out. Next one here, ticker symbol ATER, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the video previously, but I talked about this red line here at 1350, and you can see this level is going to be quite the trickster. Why do I say that? Well, it's not going to be a level of resistance in the sense of, I don't know, can the price even break above it, which is what was suggested right there. But today, trickster because on several occasions, the price broke above that level. But the problem was not breaking above it, but actually staying up above it. And you can see the price eventually fell back below it. And that's what a true break is. A lot of people, and rightfully so, they think a true breakout is, well, yeah, price has to break above a certain level, which is true. But the price, to kind of seal the deal, the price has got to be able to stay up above the level. And that's where this one failed several times. So 1350 is certainly going to be, 1360, still going to be that key level. But moving forward, you don't want to get too excited. Just because the price gets above 1360, as this one has shown, you got to give a little bit more wiggle room to see if the price can actually stay above it before you declare any sort of breakout. But the good news is it's not like the price came up here, broke out, pulled back, and then kept pulling back or anything like that. Nothing dramatic. Yeah, annoying that it was a fake breakout, but at least when it pulled back, it just basically went sideways. And from a low perspective, I mean, the lows here that were established, still well above the lows from previous day. So it did still make progress today. Might not feel that way, but it actually did. But point here being is the price is still well within striking distance of 1360. So maybe Thursday is the day the true breakout finally happens. Next one here, ticker symbol SEEL. And this is a very interesting level. Interesting one because of the level that the price is now approaching. And same dynamic that we just talked about. Do you have to worry about chasing the price? Suffering from FOMO? Absolutely not. The price made the big move up and has now pulled back. So yeah, the people that did suffer from FOMO, chase the price up there, they're not probably in a very good mood right now. But because the price is pulling back, this now makes it a very, very interesting situation because of this level down here, right at that pink line, give or take the general vicinity of $2.05. Again, no guarantees, but it is at least valid. Is it at least rational to think that the price could pull back here around 205, find some support, and get a bounce in the upwards direction? Yes, that is a more than valid thought to have. But it may not happen. Who knows? Maybe this is the start of a bigger crash, but that's why risk management. That's why stop losses exist. So from a risk management standpoint, assuming you do have risk management, you can honor stop losses, then this is a great risk versus reward situation if the price can get down to the 205 mark. Again, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just reverses back around and oh well, then it is what it is. But if this price can pull back a little bit more, 205 is a very valid area to throw up the question of, okay, it's down to this area. I could see the price potentially bouncing off that level. So I think a lot of people will be watching that 205 mark for these reasons here, and rightfully so. Again, whether or not it bounces, no guarantees, but by no means is that some sort of random area on the chart. So it's at least worth keeping an eye on. And then if there is any sort of attempted recovery, pretty clear that right now the key level of resistance right up there around $2.40. But yeah, this is a super interesting setup. Got the volume, got the move, has pulled back. Not just a question of, is this simply a healthy pullback where things are going to turn back around? Let's see what happens relative to 205. And that wraps up the top 10. Again, very quickly, if you like what you saw, then I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for the live class that I'm offering this Thursday. So again, it'll be Thursday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely get signed up for it, and you'll learn that much more about technical analysis and how it's a powerful tool to build consistency as a trader. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, then please communicate that to me by doing two very quick things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be you saying hi, a smiley face, a ticker symbol that you're watching tomorrow. But those two things communicate to me that you enjoy these videos. And as long as I know that people continue to enjoy the top 10 videos, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort required for these videos. So if you enjoy them, please communicate that to me by hitting that like button and leaving a basic comment below. And again, want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class if you want to learn more about technical analysis and how it is a great tool to build consistency as a trader. Everybody take care. Have a good one.